David. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Good. So, how you feeling?
I'm feeling alright.
Feeling alright? Have you, last time we spoke, we were speaking about your daughter Amy and the situation that you two are in right now. Have you found yourself in any situation where you've been angry recently?
Not really. I mean, I've just been trying to cope with my anger recently, the past, well, ever since it happened. I've just been trying to find ways to cope with it and not let it come out as it used to.
And what kind of ways are you trying to cope with it?
Well, I try to distract my mind. Usually I was used to just being in one room, one place the whole time. So now I try to get out more, like just take a walk in the park, go do something, distract my mind from whatever it is that is causing that anger. So now it's working fine.
Okay. I was wondering, I wrote down last time you were here that one of the goals that I have for you is for us to find out if there's any similarities between the times that you're getting angry. And so, can you explain a few times that your anger's been expressed in a way that isn't ideal?
Well, honestly, it just comes up. It just builds up from the daily life. Like at work, if something is going wrong or something, or I get some bad news, it's like it builds up, and I just end up releasing it on whoever's put on the spot, whoever's right there. That's who I basically take it on, which was happening with my daughter. She was the first one there, so she was the first one that would take it on, and same thing happened in the workplace. That it happened. I took it on my coworkers. That was what started happening after with my daughter, and that's why I like I mentioned, I just go for walks at the park or do what I'm doing right now.
And how would you take it out on her?
Well, I would just get really mad at her. She would start crying because she was hungry, and I would just basically ignore her. I would just not pay attention. She would just be hungry, crying all day, or mess herself, and I wouldn't pay attention, give it any second or anything. Or it would just increase my anger and frustration, and I'm sorry. I would just be doing more. It only made her cry more and make me more angry. So it was just the repetitive situation. So that's what happened.
And so the crying for her being hungry and things like that, that's where you were so angry that you would ignore her as a punishment. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah. It would just get to me that I was dealing with all this other stuff, and she just had to come and cry at that exact moment. Only thing I could think was just, all right, stop crying, ignore her, Yeah. I got other stuff to deal with. I mean, your crying is not helping me right now solve anything. So.
Yeah, that situation can definitely be very stressful.
Yeah.
So, what do you think would have been a more appropriate way to go about the crime and handling her?
Now that I look back at it, first of all, she had no fault. It was going on outside of the walls of my house, and Well, mainly above all, she is my daughter. So I had to be taking care of her. That's what she was with me. And obviously, the first way I would have become better is to actually do my job, which was the first reason when she was put with me, take care of her. That was all I had to do, just take care of her and do the opposite, ignore what was bothering me, focus on her during that time that she needed me.
You know, a lot of people find it difficult to balance a child and work. You being a single father must be really stressful.
As a matter of fact, it is. It is really stressful. I mean, like I mentioned before, all the struggles that go on at work, everything else that just gets me out of my spot, out of my boat, as they say, and trying to be the mother, father figure for my daughter it was really getting to me to a point where I didn't know if I could do it, and the balance just went all over the place, and yeah, my actions just started going every wrong way possible.
And you said that you didn't know if you could do it. Do you still feel like that?
Well, I do think I can do a better job. I do think so. I know so, because just looking back at what I did before and knowing what I can do now, there's a big difference in those two when it comes to everything that I can do for her now that I didn't do before. I should have been doing, but unfortunately I didn't. But now I am more than willing to do it for her.
So it sounds like you have come to an understanding that with yourself that it's a change that you need to make rather than something that she was doing wrong. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It's been me the whole time. It was never her.
And so you were mentioning that to cope with your stress, you like to go out and do things outside of one particular place. Do you like to take your daughter with you?
I feel like it would be helpful for both of us. I think just like it helps me distract myself from other things, I feel like it would give me bonding with my daughter. It would actually give me one-on-one time to actually enjoy her and be with her and and have that father-daughter time that a lot of people wish they had, but they don't. So that would really, really be helpful.
Staying busy it seems like it's working for you, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I must say you seem very much more relaxed than last time we met. So it definitely seems from the outside perspective that you're making some improvement, and that's great to see. So,
thank you.
Right now your daughter Amy, she's in foster care, if I remember correctly, and you wanted to regain custody, correct?
Yeah, I do.
And so how do you think you can go about doing that?
Well, of course, it's not going to be a 90-day event. It ain't going to happen just like that. I mean, it did when all the whole bad thing happened, but now I think that I have to more than prove myself in the way I will be with her, and most of all, prove to the judge, because he'll be the only one who can give me the custody back. And just like I'm mentioning now, I would mention it to the judge, and I would be willing to do any type of rehabilitation or treatment that would help me in regaining the custody. I'll be more than willing to.
Okay, that sounds good. So, what do you think the next step is?
Well, I really haven't thought of that till now, but I would guess it would be trying to take that first step and asking for that custody. I'm actually going to the judge and expressing my desire to get her back.
You know, it's okay that you haven't thought about it. You know, a lot of people get caught up in everything that's going on that they don't sit down and take the time to make a plan, which is part of the reason why you're here today. And it's good that you're here. And I think you're absolutely correct. I think expressing that you're willing to go and make an effort to get your daughter back and show the judge that you've been working on your issues and that you've come to a place with yourself where you can express your judgment and your anger in a more healthy way for your relationship with not only your daughter, but also the people outside of your immediate family. And being able to let the judge know that those are your intentions, I think, is a great place to start. Going from there, what do you think would be the best option after that?
Well, it would be to put immediate action on what I say upon my words, meaning to try to actually get to see her. And if possible, spend time with her. And just show what I'm saying is not just random words coming out of my mouth, and that I really do mean that I have every single intention I talk about. Just prove it, not just say it.
That's good. That's a good plan. I think right now a good thing to focus on as well as keeping the relationship strong with your daughter is to make sure with yourself that you know how you work and how your anger is affecting the people around you. I think you understand a good deal about that now that you're looking back and seeing the different ways that you've been responding to certain stresses. And it's really good that you're here and you're taking the time to progress in that kind of stuff. And so, that being said, I always think there's room for improvement. I think that being able to completely understand your anger and being able to demonstrate that you are in control of yourself in many different situations is going to be key here in getting your custody of your daughter back. And so you're absolutely right in saying it's not going to just be something that happens quickly, but over time. And do you think you're willing to put in that time?
As I mentioned before, I'm willing to put in everything that I can. If it's time it needs, time it will get.
Good. All right.